Alright guys, so let me turn this TV off. As you know, the Saturn, I haven't made a video on that in a while. You can probably see the burnout video, and that the reason I did all that was actually because the transmission was having some issues and nobody wanted to buy it. So I went ahead and went to the junkyard finally and got this one. You can see right here, it looks really clean. It's actually surprisingly clean. You can see this is the bottom of the transmission. That's the drain plug actually. Do you see any soot there? Like any kind? I have not cleaned this. This is how it came. There's no clutch dust at all. No clutch dust in here by the filter at all. There's barely any kind of metal on the magnet. So that tells me that this transmission has been replaced. Because any transmission will have a little bit of metal when it's brand new. And I can confirm that theory because if you look at this clutch right here, I'm not exactly sure what gear this is because I'm not an expert on these, but try to get it clean. There's no markings on it. It's literally brand new. It's a brand new steel. And see all these? That oil is from me, but these are brand new, guys. So I got this transmission brand new, and it has absolutely no wear on it at all. It has not been used but like 1,000 miles. This is like amazing. Like, this car was crashed and totaled, put to the junkyard with a brand new transmission, and I was able to get it for $100. So just in case you didn't know, transmissions are expensive as hell, and I'm just so lucky to come across this like this. And I'm super glad I went to the junkyard for this specific car, because if you think about it, a wrecked car was running when it was wrecked, most likely. Whereas a car that is in there that's perfectly fine, you know, why did they put it in there? Why is it a junk car? You know, there's always that question. So you can see in here, it's got brand new nuts. The threads are fine. The splines are perfect on here. It's never came off of here. This part on mine is so destroyed that the cover actually was getting grounded on by that clutch pack that I'm taking apart right now, that little cute clutch pack. It was getting ground on the side of here so hard that it cracked, and it actually created a leak of fluid out of the transmission. Fluid was coming out of the cover because it got so hot that it cracked the aluminum and caused that damage. I did create a little bit of an issue taking it apart with this rod. I might have to buy a new one because you can see it's made out of soft steel, and I bent it a little bit, so I might need to replace that. But it's getting a seal kit. It might get that. This is okay. This is where the rod was attached to. That doesn't really matter because you can't really bend it the way that it would matter. Here's a little look at the differential. Let's try not to drop this crap everywhere. So right here you can see the spider gears. Let me turn my light on my new phone. Look at that. There's absolutely no wear on them at all. Here, let me just brake clean this real quick. Alright, we're back. So this transmission has literally no miles on it. You can see there's no wear at all in there. Like, it was barely driven until it was crashed. So somebody put a brand new transmission in it, and I got it for $100. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I should have thrown it in there. Yeah, people have already told me that. Guys, I am not going to take a forklift, lift the car in the air, put a transmission in there twice. I would rather just get it good, get it done, make sure all the in play is right on all the clutches, which I'm not going to change these clutches. Look at this, guys. There's no marks on it. Let me show you a steal from one of these transmissions and what it looks like when it's... This is what a clutch looks like when it's used, okay? Now that's pretty rough, but it's an example, okay? And then this is what it looks like when it's used also. Here's one that's still in usable shape, a usable steel that I would put back into my transmission. You can see it's got marks. And then here's a brand new one. Now these are a little bit different because their steels and clutches are just like a motorcycle, whereas this car is a newer car, so it actually has the steels are built into the clutches, which is kind of weird. But guys, this is like literally insane because I got a brand new transmission with like no miles on it for literally $100. I'm gonna return the core on the other one. The other one's probably destroyed. Like, it got up to like 400 degrees. Not good. But you can see like how brand new and shiny everything looks. Can't really wipe it off with one hand, but yeah, that thing has never come off, and that's common for this clutch pack specifically to come off. And it's just crazy because I got lucky, you know. This valve body, I accidentally hit the thing with a hammer when I was trying to take the battery tray out because it was wrecked, so I had to like smash it. So I need to replace this what you call it, board. But like even the seal on this, look at this. This was put in recently. Either this has been rebuilt by a real professional, or this is actually a replacement brand new transmission, which is just insane, guys. Like $100. Are you kidding me? Like, you know, it costs like $1,000 for a rebuilt transmission usually. Like starting at $1,000. So yeah, this is just crazy. The gears are all great. They're not sloppy. I didn't see anything wrong with it. The oil all over it is actually from the motor. The valve cover had a leak. But this seal popped off pretty easily, but I can tell that this transmission is new. Now, whether that's new from the factory or new rebuild, I do not know, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with this transmission. Sorry, excuse me. I could have put it in the car. So I'm going to go ahead and take this pump off and show you what that looks like. I have not looked at that yet. Alright, so I got the pump apart. Let me just give you an idea of how brand new this is. Look at that. Now it looks rough on camera, but I swear that thing is like brand new. Like there is no use on that. Look at the sides of it. Yeah. So look in there. It's just got machined. Like you can still see the machining marks on it. Like this is insane, guys. Like I can't believe that I got this for this price. You can still see the green color on that pressure regulator right there. It's just crazy. Yes, the magnet does have a little bit of metal on it, but there's no soot anywhere. So that metal is from things like those small scratches on the pump, or, you know, a gear breaking in, or, you know, yada yada, bearings, stuff like that. Especially the nut, those kind of tear up the threads a little bit. Some metal comes off of those, but guys, this thing is literally brand new. I'm telling you, I promise you. There's no way that this is off of a car that has any more than like 2,000, 3,000 miles on it. Unless there's some kind of a magical way that you can have the like strongest gear engagement ever. If you look at the torque converter, it looks brand new too for the amount of oil that's leaking everywhere. If you look in there, it's nice and clean. There's like strong... Look at how red that is. Like, that looks like blood. It's like brand new fluid. The bearings are all perfect. The casting is kind of weird. I noticed that. I don't know why that is, but there's no soot down here where the filter pickup is. So that's the lowest spot on the transmission. That's where all the fluid would go, and then the pump would suck it up. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for me right now as far as the $100 buy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start taking it apart the rest of the way and show you all the clutch packs. Alright, so here's the second gear drum, and you can see there's still the number on the clutches. So that tells you that this thing is literally brand spanking new. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this together now before I even take it apart more, because it's got the number still on it, which is like, it takes like nothing to remove that, so they have barely driven it on this transmission.